we just say some opening prayers.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate us, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, swiftly will we establish them in a state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate us, obstructors who harm us, and those who create obstacles on our path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will we establish them in a state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until we achieve enlightenment, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, we perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, we take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may we attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers, adorned with birds, spring mountains, the four continents, the sun and the moon. As a Buddha field, we offer it. May all sentient beings attain happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, we offer outer, inner, and secret offerings with our body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant us free realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit we have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confessing, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all that we dedicate. Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Prakti Sasoha. Please turn the wheel of Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to their dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Good morning, everybody, and good evening, everybody, as well. First, please relax your body and mind. Please breathe in, inhale fully all the blessings of the Buddha, and heal our body and mind. And exhale all the stress. Once more, please inhale all the love and compassion and bodhicitta of the Buddha and heal our mind, make our mind as flexible as it is, and exhale all our negative emotions. And once more, please inhale all the wisdom of the Buddha. And please meditate, it uproots all our delusions. And exhale all those neuroses. Then with this mind, please cultivate the altruistic thought as limitless as the space for the benefit of all sentient beings. And with this mind, we meditate that I will study and practice the precious teachings of the Buddha. Nothing but wisdom and compassion. So today we are touching the chapter 21 from the jewel ornament of liberation. It's called the activities of the Buddha. Again, we are so fortunate to have this precious human life and touching the basic wisdom of the Buddha, which is the nature of the clarity, precise, courage to purify all our delusions, mental afflictions. So with this mind, we just feel joy and just feel happy yourself. Now here I will read the text and then we'll go with it with some explanations. Now the first you see, as yesterday I have reminded, now every sentient being has the primary cause, the Buddha nature. So everybody has, that means everybody has the opportunity to study, practice the Dharma teachings. What that means everybody has the opportunity to know the suffering and cause of suffering. Because of this, everybody has opportunity to disregard, to purify the causes of the suffering. As long as we could purify the causes of the suffering, then there's no cause for the suffering to manifest. So the suffering is ceased to exist as soon as when we uproot the cause of suffering, all the delusion, mental afflictions. Even though everybody has the Buddha nature, but only those who have the precious human life can do it. Others has no condition to study, practice Dharma teaching. No matter how smart they may be, they are under the control of these mental afflictions. So those who we have the precious human life, first we appreciate, we acknowledge it, and just see how much opportunity we have. Having acknowledged this, then we should take the responsibility to do all the good things, avoiding cause of suffering, and accumulating, gathering all the cause for peace and happiness for oneself and others. So this is very important, precious. Now, to remind us to these practices, we need the spiritual master as a contributory cause. And when we meet spiritual masters, then the spiritual master gives the instructions of all that would require how to free from samsara and how to achieve the enlightenment. Particularly the bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment. So this we went through step by step. By now, everyone has a very clear picture what bodhicitta is about and within the bodhicitta, what the aspiration bodhicitta and the action bodhicittas. So that how we progress onto the path. This way, by purifying all our subtle and gross obscurations, are fully uprooted, purified, and through this step, then one achieves the perfection of the purification and the perfection of the practice of the wisdom, awareness, wisdom knowing as it is, wisdom knowing everything. So that means one attains the Buddhahood. Once one attains the Buddhahood, then was the activities of the Buddha. So now here comes. First, cultivating the mind of enlightenment, the bodhicitta. Then in the middle, practicing the teaching that what Buddha taught, and the path which we follow, the path. And eventually, at the end, attaining the result of the Buddhahood. All these are done for the sole purpose of dispelling suffering and establishing the happiness of all sentient beings. So this is all the purpose of that what we study practice. Here it's mentioned this way. And also I mentioned many times, in the world, everybody keeps so busy. Sometimes even you don't have time to eat breakfast. Sometimes you have no time to eat lunch. So all this we keep busy. How to create life, a successful life, a good life, a life with such a career, It's all this means for peace and happiness. Once when you have now established your life with these careers, then the people admire, say this person is very successful life, very famous, very rich, So it's all about at the end, how to make the life better, peace and happiness. Now, in the case of the Dharma, more than that, go beyond that, is of course for peace and happiness, but permanent peace and happiness, permanent achievement, never go back. So this the Dharma practice is about. It's inner journey, insight, how to reach your mind with wisdom, compassion, how to make your life so wealthy, all these excellent qualities. So now, when one attains Buddhahood, there are no conceptual thoughts or effort. That means when one is fully perfected, there's no need effort. It's beyond effort, beyond conceptual thoughts. Everything is perfected. So because of that, so therefore, can Buddha manifest any benefit for sentient beings? This we ordinary people, we think that, no, without effort, without the thought, no, how one can benefit other sentient beings. No? We have to make effort. No? So how Buddha can do these things? So that without conceptual thoughts or effort, Buddha manifests. Buddha manifests benefit for sentient beings spontaneously and unceasingly. So these two are very important words: spontaneously and unceasingly. Because since all the causes are fully accomplished, then everything is spontaneous and unceasing. Like, for example, we have a lot of those examples these days. We make aeroplane, we work hard, including engines, everything. Once you completed the construction of the aeroplane, then you just turn the engine and spontaneously it just walks. And it just goes unceasingly. So this car spontaneously unceasing. So our example of the aeroplane has a limit, but Buddha has no limit because beyond limitation. Because Buddha realized the maximum state of the mind, which is infinite. Now, to explain explanation of how this occurs, the summary first. Body, Buddha's body. Body benefits sentient beings without conceptual thoughts. Likewise, the speech and mind also benefit sentient beings without conceptual thoughts. These three comprise the activities of the Buddha. So all the Buddhas now can benefit like this way. So there are three basic topics that which explains the effortless nature of the Buddha's activities. Sentient beings without conceptual thought. Oh no, so sorry. Benefiting, yeah, I'm missing this word. Benefiting sentient beings without conceptual thought by body, speech, or mind is explained with the example from the Unsurpassed Tantra, Uttara Tantra. So this is a quotation from Uttara Tantra. Like Indra, the drum, cloud, Brahman, the sun, a wish-fulfilling gem, space. Now there's one line is missing. Like also said, like Tathagata, echo, and echo. This, also Tathagata's echo like. And earth is the Tathagata. In Tibetan, Jeje Nötrin Tsangbatam, Nyema Nobu Rejeshin. Dishinship transition. So this is missing. Dishinship transition. The Tathagata is like an echo. And the earth is the Tathagata. So there are 9 examples, 9 analogy or simile So from this, the first one, activities of the body, how Buddha's body benefits sentient beings without conceptual thoughts, without effort. Now, example is see appearing as Indra. The Indra is the god king. This is a simile for how the body of Buddha benefits sentient beings without conceptual thoughts. For example, Indra, the king of gods, abides in a victorious palace with a retinue of goddesses. So this victorious palace, that Indra has a huge palace. That palace contains all the luxuries, everything what you need, jewels, food to eat, drink, clothes, ornaments, everything is there. And then with the retinues of all the beautiful gods and goddesses. Such a luxurious life. It's just imagine that. That palace has this nature of the clear and clean lapis lazuli. So that palace is not just ordinary. It's the nature of the lapis lazuli. This jewel looks like it's more than what we see lapis lazuli. That that in this world there are two places, two countries, the lapis lazuli manifests or products, one from Chile, one from Afghanistan. So that the palace, the ground is lapis lazuli. That is so clear and clean. And because of that, Indra's image is reflected outside the palace, you see. So since the palace is so clear, pure, clean, so the image of the Indra is reflected in that palace, outside, not just in, outside of the palace, on the earth. So then from the earth, man and woman who see the reflection of the Indra with all his enjoyments, and they say aspiration prayer that they may also be born there quickly and make effort to develop virtue for that purpose. So on the earth, people see the reflection. This is like we see in the TV, In the TV, sometimes you can see all these luxurious things, and you're so admired. Oh, I wish I have this, how I can get it, in what way I should contact, So all the information you try to get, similar to this, you see the Indra's palace, life, on the earth, people suffering so much, not enough food, not enough clothes, not a good place to live. So everybody's trying to get to the Indra. So I wish we get there. What we should do, all this, then they get the information. So you have to keep the 5 precepts at least, 5 precepts, 10 precepts, 122 precepts, so forth. Keep those precepts. Make your life pure. And then you wish. So this is the cause you should create. And then you wish to reborn there. So then people do that. Because, that's all. It's like a visa. Getting a visa to get another country, So, and then, after doing this all, what they did is then, by that, they are born there after death, you see. then those individuals, they can be born there after death, having all those collected the cause, virtue. So that is how the story goes. Okay. And the appearance of the reflection has no conceptual thought or movement. Means this Indra's palace, including his body, his enjoyments, all his retinues, they have no any conceptual thought. So we will cause that my body will cause to those individuals to inspire to born in this place. There's likewise those who enter into the great purpose, meditating and so forth, would see the body of the perfect Buddha, which is marked by major and minor signs, manifest various activities, walking, standing, sitting, sleeping, giving Dharma teachings, and being observed in meditation, and so forth. So Buddha now such a magnificent body, always peaceful, calm. Everybody admires. As soon as they see the Buddha, their mind becomes calm, peaceful. This Buddha walking, where he walks, where he sits, sleeps, resting, all while giving Dharma talks, teachings. Every movement of the Buddha's body has no conceptual thought to making effort to help others. But by seeing the Buddha's body, people are so inspired. They're talking, how we should be like Buddha, what we can do to achieve Buddhahood. So that system, Buddha's body has no conceptual thought, no effort, but it inspires the sentient beings to achieve Buddhahood. By seeing them, they develop devotion and motivation, and then, in order to achieve Buddhahood, they engage in its causes, the cultivation of bodhicitta and so forth, and eventually achieve it. You see, so then when they are so inspired, then they discuss what we should do to become Buddha. So then they get the message. We have to renounce the samsara. There's nothing to attach in the samsara. We have to cultivate loving kindness, compassion. We have to develop bodhicitta, the aspiration and action bodhicitta. Through this, we have to purify all mental delusions, mental obscurations, make our mind pure, clean. They get all this message, teachings, and this way they follow the path, step by step. Yeah. So this way, then those individuals who are so interested to become Buddha, they go forwards towards the enlightenment. The appearance of that body, the Buddha's body, has no conceptual thought or movement, but it fulfills all the benefits of sentient beings. It is said in Uttara Tantra, just as the reflection of the form of the king of gods, the king, the Indra of gods, appears in the clear lapis lazuli ground, so also thus the reflection of the king of the mighty sage, this mighty sage is the Buddha. Buddha's form, appeared in the clear ground, which is being's mind. So sentient being mind is the ground. And the mind of the ground of the sentient beings reflects the Buddha's image, totally inspired. And then they start studying, practicing Dharma to become Buddha. See? So that Buddha's image has no conceptual thought, but it does all the purpose. This is the body benefiting sentient beings without conceptual thought. And there are much more if you read the Uttara Tantra, the text. Second, activities of speech, like the drum of the gods. This is the simile, the analogy. This is a simile for how the speech benefits sentient beings without conceptual thought. For example, above the palace of the victorious gods, in the Indra palace. So Indra palace, the gods and goddesses, they enjoy. They're full of enjoyment there. No? All the five sensual objects are such a rich. No? So the gods are there's no mindfulness, totally involved, indulge in these five sensual objects. So above the palace, in the sky, above the palace of the victorious gods, the drum of gods is called the drum of the god. There's nothing to see, which is called holding the power of the Dharma. The name of the drum is called holding the power of Dharma. It's established through the power of the gods' previous virtuous action. So that is the product of their virtuous practice of in their previous life. Without conceptual thought, that drum reminds the heedless gods by sounding the drum, sounding the Dharma, that all composite phenomena are impermanent. All phenomena are without self. All the afflicted states or defiled afflicted states are of the nature of suffering. And all the cessations are peace. So all the cessations are peace. The peace is cessation of all the delusion. So this, now, when the gods are so indulged in these five sensual objects, then this sound is produced from the sky. You see, don't be too attached to these things, to the desire world. Everything is impermanent. Everything is without self. All the afflicted state of the mind is a suffering. The only peace means only joy. Peace is the cessation of all the delusions. So when that sound is bit from the sky to those gods and goddesses, and then they slow down. Oh, we are so indulged in this. We are so obsessed by these enjoyments. but they are not permanent. They will bring the suffering. We are just enjoying the suffering of change. There's no self which enjoys. No. The only peace and happiness is the cessation of the delusion. So they slow down their neurosis. So that in the Uttara Tantra it is said, through the power of the God's former goodness, virtue, the Dharma run in the divine realm without effort, location. There's no effort. There's no special location. Only from the sky it makes noise. Mental, there's no mental form. All concept, there's no conceptual thought. Exalts all the uncaring gods over and over again with its tropes. So they repeat the sound again and again to these gods and goddesses of impermanence, suffering, no self, and total peace. So that's what Buddha's teaching is about, what we study, we practice. So don't attach to samsara. The samsaric enjoyments are impermanent. They are subject of change. There's no self in this. The total peace is our mind when we purify all the mental afflictions. So this is now from the Buddha's speech. Buddha teach all these teachings, but the Buddha's speech has no conceptual thoughts. Buddha's speech has no effort, but get the message. We all enjoy Buddha's melodious teaching. Likewise, even though there is no effort or conceptual thought, the speech of the Buddha manifests the teachings depending on the disposition of the fortunate ones. So depend on the individuals, for beginners, for more advanced practitioners, very advanced practitioners, they all get the message, the Buddha's teaching, but there's no conceptual thoughts, no efforts. Like the jewel ornament of liberation, you can read the book, you get all the message, but this book has no effort to give you the message. No, okay. The book has no mind to give you the message. But by reading the book, then you get all the message. This Buddha's speech. You see how effortlessly we get all the message. From the Uttara Tantra, it is said, like this, all pervading Dharmakaya. So Dharmakaya is all pervading, no limit. It's without effort and so on. Yet his Buddha's speech permeates all beings without exception, teaching the noble doctrine to those of good fortune. So Buddha's teaching can reach to all, wherever there's a fortune, who has a good karma. There's no limit, without effort, without conceptual thoughts. This is speech benefiting sentient beings without conceptual thought. Now, third, activities of Buddha's mind. It's like a cloud. Wow. This is a simile for how the wisdom mind benefits sentient beings without the conceptual thought. For example, first just example, the analogy. In the summer, clouds gather in the sky without effort, causing crops and so forth to grow perfectly through the rain falling on the ground without conceptual thought. So you see now, in the summer, when it's time to rain, all the farmer, they know they plant the seed on the ground. So the farmers, now it is time we have to plant the seed. So they prepare all those things. And then rain falls from the cloud. To those the seed, as well as flowers, grass, plants, trees, fruits, vegetables, all the grow from the rain that is caused by the cloud. But the cloud has no conceptual thought or effort. So I will cause the rain, and the rain will cause to grow all these things. There's none of these are there. Yet everything manifests without effort, without conceptual thoughts. See, it's a beautiful metaphor. As it is said in the Uttara Tantra, the rainy season clouds continually and effortlessly downpour vast amount of water onto the earth and are the cause for good and bountiful crops. See? So then everybody enjoys the harvest, which is caused by the rain, the bountiful rain, and then that was caused by the cloud. So the cloud has no conceptual thought, effort. The rain also no conceptual thought. So I am the rain, will rain down on the ground and then let grow all those harvests. None of these efforts are there, but everything grows. Likewise, the activities of the wisdom mind ripens the trainings, sentient beings, the crop of virtue, the crop of bodhicitta, the relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta, the crop of the bodhicitta, of the virtue, through the rainfall of the Dharma, without conceptual thoughts. It is said in the Uttara Tantra. Likewise, the cloud of compassion, bodhicitta, without any conceptualization, ran down the water of the victorious Buddha's noble teaching and caused the harvest of the virtue for sentient beings. Sentient beings can enjoy. That's why I say anything can become a cause for us to study the Dharma. When you hear that somebody is suffering, that moment, you just cultivate compassion. Oh, that individual is suffering. Every sentient being is suffering like that. We must practice compassion. When they say impermanent, oh, everything is impermanent. Nothing lasts long. I must study, practice the Dharma. I must train my mind. So everything can become a cause for our Dharma study practice. So this all are effortlessness. And You see, no need to have conceptual thoughts. Anything can become a cause for our Dharma study and practice. Yeah. This is the wisdom mind benefiting sentient beings without conceptual thoughts. Now, next, like Brahma is a king of God in the form realm, not in the desire world, in the form realm, in the form world. For example, without moving from the Brahma palace, the Brahma is the king of the God in the form world. And his palace is like Indra, but more beautiful, more attractive, and more rich in the wealth wise. So Brahma, the king of the gods, can be seen in all the god realms. See, in the desire god realm, in the form god realm. As I mentioned, like the TV, when from one station, there can have hundreds of thousands of TV in the city, So like that, from the TV of the Brahma palace, and they can show the body and the wealth, the luxurious life of the Brahma in all the god realm, in the desire god realm, and so forth. From the god realms. And then all the gods are so admired, inspired, how we can achieve the Brahma world. We want to reborn there. In what way? So then they get the message, purify all the mental afflictions as much as possible. Keep more the precepts and practice the virtue, like 10 virtues, so forth. And so like this, then with that way, they, in their next life, they're born in the Brahma world, in the Brahma kingdom. So likewise, Buddha will not moving from the Dharmakaya. Buddha's, yesterday we discussed, Buddha, the total nature of the Buddha is Dharmakaya. That's the Buddha. So Buddha never moves from the Dharmakaya, always within the state of Dharmakaya, manifesting from the Dharmakaya. So there's Buddha will not moving from the Dharmakaya, benefit all trainees, means all sentient beings, by manifesting the 12 deeds and so forth. Buddha born in the king in the king palace, Lumbini, and then he was raised, going to school, all education, enjoying the kingdom, so forth. There are 12 Buddha deeds. Thus, it is said, without effort and without leaving the Brahma heaven, Brahma in any divine abode can manifest his presence. The Brahma manifests, the king of the god manifests without effort. Similarly, without ever departing from Dharmakaya, the great victor, the Buddha, effortlessly manifests his emanation in any sphere to the fortunate, to all the sentient beings, those who are fortunate enough, they can encounter Buddha's emanation and get the benefit. Now next, like the sun, For example, the radiating light of the sun opens lotus and so forth, means flower, lotus, lily, blue, lotus, and all those other flowers, and grow trees, grass, and grow all the plants, all this, and so forth. An infinite diversity of flowers at one time, at the same time, without conceptual thoughts. The sun has no conceptual thought. I am the sun that will radiate in the world and cause to grow all these things. The sun has not that kind of thought. But as soon as when the sun rises in the summer, everything grows so well. Thought. Like this, likewise, the radiant light of Dharma, the Dharma, open the virtuous lotus of the mind of infinite family. Here family means Mahayana family, Sharavaka family, Patikbuddha family, like this family. And the disposition of the trainees, Dharma practitioners, well, without conceptual thoughts and without effort. See, so as sun does this, Buddha without effort from the Dharmakaya, because Buddha, as yesterday we discussed, perfected all the purifications and perfected all the excellent qualities. Just now, for us to give Dharma talks, I have to read, I have to understand if it makes sense or not. For Buddha, there's nothing to worry about it. Everything just manifests simultaneously because perfected in all the wisdom to teach. So in the Uttara Tantra it said, the sun without ideation without thought, by its own light's radiation, simultaneously makes lotuses bloom and other things to ripen. Lotus, any flowers cause to blossom, and then all these crops, to grow, all the trees, all the grass, everything that need to grow, the sun will cause to grow. But the sun has no thoughts, conceptual thoughts. The sun has no effort, but it grows. Similarly, without ideation, without conceptual thought, the Tathagata, sun pours forth his rays of noble Dharma onto those lotus of the wisdom mind who are being to be trained. They receive all the teachings and get the full satisfaction. So you see those Dharma practitioners who study, who practice Dharma sincerely, they get such a benefit, such a peace, and such a satisfaction. You can see, in the world, without Dharma, there's trying so much. And then without the Dharma, then people are kind of so desperate, their mind goes to the wrong place. And then, like the alcohol, try their best to keep their mind peace, using drinking alcohols, drugs, so forth. They try everything, but there's no real peace, no satisfaction. Then things go worse. But studying Dharma, reflecting the meaning of the Dharma, how to keep the mind peace, calm, how to purify the mental affliction. They're saying, when the desire is exhausted, one achieved nirvana. When the aversion, ignorance are exhausted, and when they are ceased to exist, one becomes the Buddha, and that one achieves the Buddha, that one becomes the refuge of others. So when these mental afflictions are fully purified, oneself achieves the total peace, happiness, and that becomes the refuge to others. The son of the Dharma gives this opportunity. There's no effort. The effort is no need. There's no need conceptual thoughts. It's simply wisdom. It's just courage, compassion. So that's the beauty of the Dharma. It's infinite. See? Or in other words, the image of the sun is simultaneously reflected in all the clear water vessel at one time. So this is a very good example, you see. Sun in the sky, there's one sun, you see. On the ground, there's hundreds and thousands of pools. All this in the pool, the reflection of the sun is simultaneously appeared. There's no limit. No matter how many pools or lake on the ground there, from the one sun reflects to all the pools. There's no need effort, no need conceptual thoughts. So likewise, from the one Dharmakaya can benefit all sentient beings are there who need to be benefited without effort, no, without conceptual thoughts. All the Buddha's activities are pervaded. So this is a very good example. No? See, likewise, the Buddha is simultaneously reflect in all the pure vision trainees, those who have enough fortune to receive Buddha's blessing, just there. Nothing is missing. We don't have to worry, or he or she is getting benefit or getting Buddha's benefit or blessings. Can I get some benefit or can I have some blessings? So we don't have to worry. No? If we have enough fortune, good karma, Buddha's blessing is just there. So it's all interdependent, interconnected. So that's why we should understand this. This is a very important point. Sometimes we may feel, oh, I'm meditating Buddha, and if Buddha understands my mind or not, or no, Buddha's blessing is there with me or not, so we don't have to worry about that. Buddha's blessings are always there. Well, the other day, one time, I think I mentioned this story. You know Asanga? Asanga, he was now in the Nalanda University studying vast knowledge of the Buddha's teaching. And then after studying so much, then he entered into the Vajrayana practice. Then he got message that he should practice the Maitreya. So he went to retreat to go to see the Maitreya. So there's a long story. He went to the retreat for 12 years. No, I'm sure you know that. First 3 years, second 3 years, third 3 years, fourth 3 years, and he got nothing. He was absolutely disappointed, discouraged. So now he was decided, I will not see Maitreya in this life. Now I give up and go. So he left for good. When he was approaching to a village, before the village he approached, yes, he saw a stray dog full of maggots, suffering so much, still barking at Asanga. And he carefully looked at the dog and contemplated. And then his thought was, in the samsara, sentient beings are like this dog. There's so many suffering so much, but they don't realize how much suffering they have. Still, the mental afflictions, all the mental delusions, they push to the dead end, like this dog. Well, not accepting the full of maggot and suffering there, still out of anger, barking. So he developed such great compassion to the dog. And he thought, this is the time that I have to help this dog, no matter what. Now, first he tried to take away all the maggots, but then he thought, the maggots also sentient beings. As the dog needs the help, the maggots also need the help. Now, well, I want to help the dog, I also have to help the maggots. So then he was thinking, what should I do? All this to help both the dog and maggots. So he got such great courage. Now no fear. Because his whole heart was taken by that great compassion. Totally, within in that great compassion. So then he cut piece of flesh from his own body, laid on the ground, and he closed his eyes and tried to pick the maggots from the dog. And then he touched the ground instead of the dog. And he was kind of saying, so what is happening? He opened his eyes. As soon as he opened eyes, there was no longer a dog. Just Maitreya was there in front of him. So he was so emotional. So I have practiced you for 12 years. You have no compassion. You don't know how much I suffer. This lasts for 12 years. Where you have been, So then Maitreya said, it's not true, he said. I was with you from the first day. But here, you know how much compassion you developed. You totally dedicate your whole life to give others. No fear, no doubt. So because of that, your action of this practice, compassion to the dog, you purify the obscurations which prevents to see me. So this is what you know. So Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's blessings, Buddha's compassion is always with us. We just need to purify our obscurations. At the end, our Buddha nature is the Buddha. But before we see that, we need Buddha's blessing from outside. So he's saying that Buddha's blessing, Buddha's all these good qualities without effort is with us. No need any effort because Buddha is fully perfected. All this practice, perfected in the purification, perfected in the practice of the excellent qualities of the wisdom. So this is the likewise the Buddhas simultaneously reflect in all the pure vision trainings session. It is said in the Uttara Tantra, due to this infinite reflection of the sun, of the Sugata, appears in all the water vessels, water ponds, of pure trainees simultaneously. See? So if there are 10 people, just example, 10 people practicing Dharma together, we don't have to doubt. Maybe he gets blessing better than me, We get all same blessing without effort. Like the wish, like the wish fulfilling jewel. For example, even though the wish fulfilling jewel has no conceptual thought, it manifests whatever one needs of one prays to it. Likewise, depending on the Buddha accomplishment, all the purposes, Buddha accomplishes all the purposes associated with the various wishes of here, particular Buddha, or solitary realizer Buddha, Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva from first bhumi to the 10th bhumi, all this and so forth, so forth. It is said, a wish fulfilling Jain, though thought free, without thought, fulfill simultaneously, means how many people around there, all their wishes are fulfilled. No one is left or missing. All the wishes of those within its sphere of activities. Likewise, though those of varying aspiration hear various teachings. When relying on the wish-fulfilling Buddha, he does not so conceive. There's no conceptual thought. So when you have such an important diamond, very expensive, and you go to market and to buy your things, because the diamond is so expensive, you get all the good things what you need, but the diamond has no thoughts, effort. I'm a diamond, I can say, I can give you this much or that much. Diamond has no conceptual thought. Diamond has no effort. See? So likewise, when the Buddha is there, because Buddha perfected purification, perfected the practice of wisdom, all are fully benefited. all are just benefit without exception. So we just meditate on this. We meditate Dharma practice as much as we can. Likewise, now here coming, it's not lute. If you have the book, I think there's some to correct it. Echo is not L-U-T-E, not lute. Echo. The echo, space, earth, these three are not explained. No, likewise, the echo, space, and earth are similes for benefiting sensation means without conceptual thoughts. So echo. When you go to the mountain, make a noise, the echo, you will produce the echo. The echo will produce. The echo has no thought to help others. They say, I'm echo. I will help others. Have no conceptual thought, neither effort. But when you hear the echo, you see this is an echo. You don't pay much attention. If the echo says, oh, you are so wonderful, you are so beautiful, you don't feel as I'm beautiful, I'm wonderful, it's an echo, see. Or the echo says, how bad you are such a bad person. You also don't pay attention. And this is an echo, If you're paying attention to the echo, you're crazy, You see. So everything Buddha's teaching, words, is like an echo. Gives you wisdom, non-attachment. No grasping. Instead, free from all the attachment. Develop loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. So don't attach to samsara. Rather, make effort to achieve nirvana, enlightenment. So the Buddha's speech is like an echo, no any effort, or or no effort and no conceptual thoughts. Next, you see space. You see the space, the sky. Some may say the sky is very high, very vast sky. The sky is not high or vast. It's the place makes that we describe. When the vast space, or when the vast land is there, so then you say the very vast space, high sky, or sky is very low to us, no? But the space is free from all this. The space has no limit. So likewise, Buddha's quality has no limit like the sky. Suppose you are facing on the east, you are flying, taking aeroplane, rocket, flying to the east, and you just fly to the east, all the way how much you could. Then after some time, the rocket will return. What happened? Now the sky is finished, the space is finished, because of that rocket is returned, or your rocket energy is lost. See? So that's how Buddha's qualities. No end. East, west, south. All the space has no limit. Just because our mind has no limit. As other days I mentioned, we think so much every day, since you remember now, until now, how many thoughts you are thinking about every day? Is there any one day say, now I lost thinking? Even in our deluded mind, cannot finish thinking, limitless. Now, all those delusions are fully purified. The mind as the sky, free from all the boundaries. So it's called pervasive wisdom, or pervading wisdom. It's always there. So you see how the mind is powerful. We don't realize how the mind is powerful. All this world is product of the mind. As other dimension. When the mind is a good place, calm, peaceful, respecting each other, we enjoy our life so much. But if we hate each other, try to destroy others' life, each other, then a lot of fighting, quarreling, and then we suffer. So the climate changing, the weather system is changing, everything's changing. It's because the product of our mind. Since we have some time, maybe I'll tell the story. Would you like this story? You have heard of this story. It's very popular, Especially have seen the drawing. The 4 animals. Have you seen that? There's a giant big tree. In the front of the big tree, there's an elephant. On the elephant, there's a monkey. On the monkey, there's a rabbit. Above the rabbit, there's a bird. This picture is very popular. I'm sure you have seen this, What's behind that story? You see. The story goes this way, It just happened. There was a place called Kashika, very big country. There was a kingdom. The king was also very kind. His subjects were also very beautiful people. So in the forest, those 4 animals, the deer. Then there was in that nearby. There's a spring water. So these 4 animals, they come to drink the water. So because of they're coming to drink the water, they meet every day. At least once a day they meet. So they know each other so well. So they become a good friend. They drink the water, they chit-chat, all this. Then after some time, the elephant said, how now we are so good friends each other. So if you know one who's older and who's younger, the younger can respect the older one. Then the bird says, yes, we can understand that. Look at the tree here. From the tree, just first when you remember how the tree is big, the elephant said, oh, in that case, maybe I'm the older. So how you know that? The elephant said, the first one I remember as a baby elephant, the tree was my size, my size, Then the monkey said, in that case, I'm altered. Because first when I remember, the tree has only few branches. And then rabbit said, oh, in that case, I'm altered. Because first when I remember, the tree is just coming up from the ground with a few leaves. And then the bird said, oh, in that case, I'm the oldest. Because I ate the fruit from other tree and then came here to drink the water. During that time, I shed here, you know. So from the shed, the seed, you know, seed of the tree planted on the ground, from that it's grown the tree. Okay, so they understood so well. Then after some time, the bird said, now we are respecting each other so well. I'm so happy because I'm so respected. I'm the oldest, you know. But it would be so wonderful if we keep the 5 precepts. And then elephants and others said, what are those? Not taking life, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, no, not telling lie, and fully trust in the causality. Because in the forest, there's no drinking, you know, there's no alcohol in the forest, but say, trust the causality. Then they said, oh, that would be very easy. He said, wonderful, we can enjoy the leaves, fruits, we don't need to steal, we don't need to kill each other. We should live like that, you know. And they lived for many years like that. And after some time, the bird said, now we are doing so well, no, we are so now good friends each other, we know each other so well, doing these things, now not only just ourselves, but all the animals in this forest. We should work hard to help others to keep these 5 precepts. You elephant has tongues. All those who have tongue, fangs, like tiger, you know, leopards, all those who have, you are responsible to help those not to kill each other. And the monkeys, you should help all others, you know, other animals, those like deers, you know, others help to keep this 5 precepts. And rabbits, you know, help all the others in your family to keep this 5 precepts. And I will help all the birds to keep this 5 precepts, so that every animal, including insects, everyone keeps these 5 precepts. So then they did that. After many years, many years, then the whole this country was so beautiful. The rain falls in time. There was no pandemic, no disease. Everything is so wonderful. You know? Then the king was saying, because I rule the country so well, because of that, now we are so good. Not only in the wild animals, even in the human realm, the kings and all this have all this benefit, so much benefit they got. So then inside that country, there was a great meditator called Rishi Tangsong. That Tangsong, the great Rishi, said to the king and all the people, it's not because of your effort, but because of their 4 great animals. They are called the 4 great friend harmonious, or 4 harmonious great friends. They did this 5 precepts. Then the king and all the people in that country so inspired by this. So then king told all the people, we also should keep these 5 precepts, practice this. So then the country was such a peaceful, luxurious. Everything is now, there's no fighting, no disease, everything's available. So good, So these are 5 years precept. So that it happened in the history. So we also should admire this, inspire this, and reflect on this in the human world. Let this practice everywhere. These 5 precepts, you see, it goes along with all our religious belief. Anyone is a Christian, Buddhist, Hindus, Jewish, Muslim, everybody can accept this. Nothing is against in their belief. Nothing contradicts their belief. As well, there's no believers who doesn't believe religion. For both individuals as well, they can practice this 5 precepts. So it's a universal. So make this, so this is the foundation for the Buddha's teaching. This is what that was called the 5 lay precept. And this is the foundation for all the precepts. The Vinaya precept are the foundation, these 5. Bodhisattva is the foundation for those. Vajrayana practitioners is the foundation, is 5. On these 5, then you build all the others, the details, step by step, finally to perfect our practice. So you see, we really need this practice. You have heard of, you see, chant this mantra, that mantra, Tara mantra, this Vaishravana mantra, medicine Buddha mantra, this mantra. Wonderful. For Buddhist practitioner, for Vajrayana practitioner, wonderful. But not everybody will chant this mantra, you see. But everybody can practice these 5 precepts. Believer, non-believer. That's the foundation. So all our great masters, they should also put emphasis on these practices. So this, I thought this, since this teaching is going this without effort, without conceptual thoughts. So if we practicing this step by step, allowing all others, everybody will have really great benefit. So many people don't know these things. They have not heard of these things. So when they started doing these things, there are many people said, it changed my life. What you can change life? Because these 5 precepts. If any country, every country that follow these practices will really change the life. Most people, they don't know. So all the leaders, they need to know these things. All the other, the groups of those, they need to know these things. This is not just a religious belief. It's just a universal requirement. Okay, so this, benefiting sentient beings without conceptual thoughts. This is the 21st chapter dealing with the activities, the Buddha activities of of a Buddha from the jewel ornament of liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. Okay, wonderful. Now, any questions, if you have?
Kenshin, I'm wondering if you could tell us what the 10 precepts are.
10 precepts are not eating dinner.
Not what?
No, eating dinner.
Oh,
Okay. And then not sleeping in the high throne,
oh.
high beds, expensive, high or expensive bed, and not using ornaments,
Mhm.
expensive ornaments, and not without, I should say, without mindfulness attached to the thinkings.
Singing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, thinking, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So are those precepts we should, if we take the 5 precepts, if we already have the 5 precepts, are these precepts we should add to those? Just
Yeah,
on a
sure,
regular
sure.
basis?
Yes, whatever you can just build up. Yes.
Okay. Teacher said.
Yes, first look at the 10 virtues, 10 non-virtues,
Mhm.
Avoid all the 10 non-virtues.
Right.
The 3 from the body, 4 from the speech, 3 from the mind.
Mhm.
So the 10 non-virtues, avoid those, and 10 virtues, try to follow those.
Mhm. Yes, thank you, Kenshin.
Okay.
Dear Lama, do you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Martin, I can hear you.
Hello. I'm so happy to see you again.
Yeah, very good to see you.
Yes. I'm very nervous last weeks because I need to change my life. I really try to go to Nepal at 10 October and I need to close everything. I sell my car, I close my flat. we're going to Lapchi at 15 October. We will be at Drigung Til Monastery.
Okay, wonderful.
But about today topic, I'm very stupid. I want to ask you, what is it conceptual thoughts? Thoughts, form is emptiness. Thoughts is dharmakaya. What is it conceptual thoughts? Maybe I don't understand. What is it conceptual? What is it maybe unconceptual thoughts? Is it difference? What is it? Why conception is bad? Conception is pure and emptiness. I don't know.
There are many degrees, okay. There are many degrees that relation to this. First, you say when we say without conceptual thoughts, it's impossible.
Yes, yes, it's impossible.
Okay.
So
It's
yes.
impossible for you to have the
For me.
without conception. Okay, if you are in the without conception, you are dead. So there are many layers. First, you investigate. You are the without form. Form is emptiness. You investigate the form. Form is a product of many dust particles. All the dust particles you divide, and there's at the end, there's nothing exists independently. Okay, so that you say, oh, this word means emptiness, something like a nihilist, but it's not totally nihilist. There's a lot of those forms you can see, you know. It may come to a point like nihilist, you know, but then you see it's not nihilist, there's a form. I can see, I can touch, you know. So that's what's called emptiness. From that point of view, all our negative emotions are in that nature. So because of that, you can purify all these negative emotions. They are not strong like a rock, you know. This looks like very strong, but at the reality nature, it's just a habit, you know. So we just need to purify the habit step by step. Then there are three, as mentioned, three training. The training of the morality means avoiding all the non-virtues, practicing all the virtues. That training of the morality, that training of the samadhi, you see, meditative concentration or karma biting, then special insight. When these three come together, then one day there's a possibility. So without conception, okay, it makes sense.
Okay. Yes. You know, after Lama Chapel retreat with Lama Chapel, we are practicing with him, and he leave us. He come to Nepal, but I am staying in Estonia some 2-3 weeks and meditating in the center, and something changes in my mind. I don't understand anything. You know, like I cannot think anymore. I don't know how to tell. It's like empty of thoughts, mind, but I can use it. Oh, I can describe. I'm stupid. I don't know.
That's good. You achieved the indescribable. Cannot describe.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. You cannot describe, but still you try to describe. You see.
Yeah. I don't want to describe. No.
Yeah,
I just want
describe.
to see it. Yes.
Don't describe it beyond description.
Yes.
Just say, when you have a honey on your tongue, what do you call that?
It's just a vibration, you know. It's nice yes, vibration.
There's no description. Honey on your tongue, okay? You cannot describe it.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. You work with us so long, last 2-3 years. It's
yes, I work so hard.
Yes. Yes. When I will be at Nepal, I try to organize some time to relax and to meditate. I will continue my work still. I need still to work remotely, but I will sit there and I will meditate there, and slowly I will organize also 3 years retreat. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes, it is just before because of your teachings, and you just destroy all my ideas of attachment. It is so stupid to be attached to something with reality. It's so stupid. It's
Yes.
I don't know. Yes.
So in that case, I'm successful to destroy your confusion.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Where's the Guru Yoga?
It is, I'm gonna put it in your chat.
Now here is a Gampopa, very short Guru Yoga. I thought maybe I will present to you all. Then, if you are interested, you can try.
It's right here. Do you want to see it?
Have to read,
Yeah.
bring the text here. Give me the text.
Oh, I just have it on here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, give me the text.
Okay. It's here's one.
Can they hear?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Can you hear everybody?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I will read the text as a transmission. And so how you go forward, see?
Yeah. Use your finger.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 fingers.
Okay.
Use 2 fingers. There you go. Oh,
No, it's
just
not.
2.
No,
Just, oh, sorry.
no, it's not.
Here,
Here,
just,
Ruby,
just,
say.
just 2.
Here's yours.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Okay. Now this. Oh, you
Yeah, I'll get rid of it.
close this. Yeah, of this. So I'll read from this text. If you have the copy, if you can see the copy, I'll read in English. In first is in co-emergent bliss and emptiness, the Dharmakaya. So Dharmakaya is the nature of the co-emergent bliss and emptiness. I take refuge until I attain awakening Buddha. Although all sentient beings are primordially Buddha by nature, they are deluded, yet they are deluded through the delusions. To realize this essence, I give rise to bodhicitta. So they're cultivating bodhicitta. So they're taking refuge and cultivating bodhicitta. You are the perfect of purity and attainment. So here, Gampopa, you are the perfect all the purification, and you attend all the Buddha's wisdom. The Dharmakaya, Vajradhara. Your nature is Dharmakaya, Vajradhara. You are the great bliss, the Sambhogakaya. So within the Dharmakaya, your nature is Sambhogakaya, shining forth with the measure and manner marks. You are all preventing compassion to appreciation beings, the Nirmanakaya, taming beings according to their needs. You are the world-renowned master of the Katamba and Mahamudra lineage. You embodying all the Kadampa's teachings and Marpa and Milarepa's teaching. You know? So you are the one responsible to establishing Buddha's teaching in Tibet. So there he has his mantra, Om A Namo Guru Zambudipa Kirti Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Home. So you recite this mantra as many times as possible, reflecting to the Gampopa. You know. After reciting the mantra, you were Supushpa Chandra and Padmo Tara. Oh, yeah. Pemot Tara. So you are the previous great Bodhisattva called Supushpa Chandra. Mendo Danze, yes, Mendo Danze. And Pemelama, so Petmot Tara. In the presence of Shakyamuni, you were Chandra Prabhava Kumara, Bodhisattva. Here in this land of snow in Tibet mountain, you were known as the physician monk. I supplicate you who were prophesied by Buddha, means Gampopa's coming was prophesied by Buddha, who called the physician. He will coming in Tibet and promote Buddha's teaching, benefit countless sentient beings that Buddha has foretold. So you repeat this as a supplication. So give us all your blessings, compassion, wisdom, so forth. Then next, by the blessings, power of this one-pointed supplication, light rays emanate from the four places of the Guru here, Gampopa, and dissolve into my four places. The four empowerments, the vase empowerment, the secret empowerment, the wisdom empowerment, the fourth empowerment, body, speech, mind are fully purified. Then empowerment are excellently obtained, and the Guru dissolves into me. Then Gampopa, the light, dissolves into you. My mind is the Guru in fresh, natural state. Now my mind is united with the Gampopa's mind. So I receive all the blessings to Gampopa's body, speech, mind here. So this is the purification, receiving all the four empowerments, establishing yourself into the Mahamudra state in the complete way. So you can do this practice step by step and then meditate there in the Mahamudra state as long as you can. Then at the end, dedicate this prayer. Within the purity of the three spheres, I dedicate all the accumulations of virtues and in samsara and nirvana for all beings to achieve the body and possess the twofold purity. One purity is pure right from the beginning, and second purity is the temporary adventitious obscurations are fully purified. Twofold purity. Thus may equal tests be experienced in the great equanimity of Dharma. May every sentient being achieve this state. We dedicate that. So this, if you have time, if you have a time and interested, you can do this practice. Especially if you're reading Jewel Ornament of Liberation, may I realize this Jewel Ornament of Liberation total nature. So then you to support to coming up for your progress of the understanding the practice and do the Guru Yoga, this Gampopa's Guru Yoga, step by step. This, as you see, is very short. Even though I wrote, there are 6 of these Guru Yoga. They are so short, but very profound and full of the blessings there. So you, with such pointed mind, you can do these practices if you are interested. Just I thought I share this if anybody is interested. Okay, still we have a few minutes. Wonderful. If you have any other questions or suggestions.
Kenshin, where is this text for the Guru Yoga of Gampopa?
It's the treasury of love.
Do you have this copy with you here now? Yeah, there.
It's, you can get it, Vajrapap. Treasury of love.
You can get also from Vajrapap. There are 6 Guru Yogas in this. Vajradhara, Marpa, Milarepa, Gampopa, so forth.
Thank you.
Will you continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for us, Rinpoche, in the future? Please.
Thank you so much, Kenshin. Thank you so much for all these
Yeah,
teachings.
thank you. Your participation. Wonderful. Yeah, yes.
I was wondering, you were emphasizing so much today the sort of spontaneous benefits from the Buddha, that he can just do spontaneously without thinking. And I know this is very different, our state, but my question is, if we, through the practice, if we get to, develop the bodhicitta, more and more, do we get a taste of sort of being a little more spontaneous in our ability, to be in a place of, I guess, the mind of loving kindness and being of benefit a little more naturally, or a little, more readily, kind of. I know it's two very different, the Buddha and us, but through the practice, I was thinking that maybe through our own sort of development of bodhicitta or revelation of bodhicitta within ourselves, that we can more readily have that sort of qualities, be ready to be of benefit with not thinking as much. Just a question.
Definitely, yeah, it will happen, As I've given a lot of examples, when you drive car, first it takes time to make the car, engine, so forth, all this. Then you get into the car, you turn on the engine, and then you are ready to drive. No, you don't need so much effort, you see. It's effortless, you see. So likewise, if you are practicing loving kindness, compassion, then when you encounter that some things happens, immediately, love, compassion just manifest, and yours the other negative thoughts just slowly dissipates. It definitely, it's all just a matter of the habit, how we are habituated. Definitely happens. There's no question about that. But slowly, yes. The man from Latvia, from Riga, Martin, he said, he was totally kind of confused, His life was chaos, But after meeting Dharma, he changed, he made effort, he realized he was in a bad state, and then he changed. Now see how much he's changing, So like that, everyone has an opportunity to change better and better. Yes, there's no doubt about that. It's all individuals' effort and interest.
Thank you, Kenshin.
Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you everybody for your participation. And without obstacle, we went through this jewel ornament of liberation. And usually in a monastery, when you teach this, every day you teach. It depends, of course, how you explain. At least it takes like a month or 2 months, or a month and a half, like this. You go step by step, discussions, questions and answers, all these things. Here we couldn't go all word by word, but we try as much as we can. But all the meaning are totally, to pass down. All of the meaning of this jewel ornament of liberation is now you have. So those who you have participated from the beginning, you have very good idea, understanding what the jewel ornament is about. It's so precious, you see, really precious. The Dharma, we should not present Dharma as like a religion, but we should understand and present the Dharma as how to become a better person. Everybody can do this. Everybody has this opportunity. Dharma is universal. So this way, we just maximize our understanding and practicing this. So for this, I'm very grateful everybody who have participated, and thank you so much, and try your best. And I try to, even though I'm very limited many ways, but I try my best sincerely as a service to Buddha and to the service of all those who you are interested, Dharma. So I'm so grateful about your participation. And with this, whatever virtue we have accumulated, we dedicate to all sentient beings free from samsara and achieve enlightenment. So please say this dedication prayer. Go ahead now to say the prayer. Say the dedication
Say
prayer.
prayers and thank
Yeah,
you.
say the dedication prayers. Okay.
Do we say the prayer to you, Ricochet?
Yes.
Praise? Yes, good. And praise the Kenshin Vajradhara, the great knowledge holder of definite meaning. Your discipline completely pure, unspoiled, like Lake Manasavara. Your concentration, unwavering, stable, like Tishi Mount Kailash. Your wisdom, realizing all phenomena, clear like the sun. Kenshin, Lama of all beings, why shouldn't we praise you? Knowing the three turnings of the Dharma for those of various mental powers, and understanding the 84,000 afflictions as medicine, you teach the Dharma wheels with 10 bhumis, 5 paths, 37 conducive factors to conducive awakening more. Turning the wheel of Dharma, how amazing. An essential nature not established in emptiness, and emptiness does not transcend the boundaries of cause and result. Thus you reveal the way that caused the result function, clearly distinguishing them and turning the Dharma wheel of profound dependent origination. How amazing. With the training of abandoning and accepting the vows, forming a stable foundation, you are not shrouded by stains of natural misdeeds and transgressions. Great spiritual master who upholds the teachings of Vinaya, you turn the Dharma wheel of individual liberation. How amazing. With the training of abandoning and accepting the three vows, forming the stable foundation, you are not shrouded by the stains of natural misdeeds or transgression. Your great spiritual master upholds the teachings of Vinaya. Shredded the natural misdeeds of foundation. You turn the wheel of Dharma of individual liberation. How amazing. Recognizing parents as parents who hold all beings as children through loving kindness and sincerely wishing to liberate all beings from samsara and compassion. You turn the wheel of Dharma bodhicitta. How amazing. With the recognition that oneself is established in the supreme deity from the beginning, you show the path without hardships, rich in methods to those who don't realize this, turning the Dharma wheel of profound secret mantra. How amazing. With the view of realizing the basic disposition of phenomena and striking in your pure conduct the three vows, never declining, having arrived in the kingdom of meditation without distraction or grasping, you turn the wheel of view, conduct, and meditation. How amazing. The method consists of three vows, 6 paramitas of bodhicitta, and wisdom is realizing the basic disposition of all phenomena is emptiness, manifesting the union of both. You turn the Dharma wheel of the ultimate fruition with the qualities that are fruits of separation. How amazing. During this time, when the Drikung teachings have weakened, the heart essence of in the Gonchi, or the king of wish-fulfilling gems, when the great treasure revealer of this time reveals them from the center of the wisdom mind ocean, why shouldn't we praise him? You have studied the extensive scriptures of highest learning with profound wisdom. You were liberated from the constraints of doubts and practiced meditating the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. Why shouldn't we praise the one who perfected his own benefit? In explaining like the Lord of Sages Ratnashri, in debate, fearless great Pandita Naropa, in composition, Chinga Shimpa June, you are the inseparable from the incomparable treasure revealer of Gonchi. How amazing. Knowledgeable one, spread the fame of forefathers, Dharma of this world. Venerable one, accept you as Kenshin, who holds the Vinaya teachings, your heart a treasury filled with excellent qualities. Kenshin, you are the home of all sublime qualities. How amazing. To avoid the wholesome roots of even single sentient beings from beginning exhausted, the second victorious teacher taught that the fundamental character of mind of all is one, and that to guard even a single vow will benefit all. You uphold and reveal this tradition. How amazing. At the time you taught this basic disposition of phenomena, how it is to the assemblies that held on to the mere tradition with more arrogance than knowledge. Your instructions went right to the heart of the matter, and we saw your numerous wondrous qualities. How amazing. Distinguishing samsara and nirvana like Kushara stone that distinguishes gold brass, the power of the teachings and the cause of result arising without mixing, the wisdom directly see what is right and wrong. You are the guide to ultimate path. How amazing. With the poor fearlessness like the poor class straddling the snow, you take the full Mahamudra radiantly blazing like a mountain lion, the Gonchik like your vast mane. Kenshin, you are a lion of men. How wonderful and amazing. Venerating the assembly of the Sangha at the crown of your head with the high esteem by giving profound instructions on abandoning faults and accomplishing qualities, you turn the wheel of Dharma unceasingly. You are the glorious Lama with all the qualities. How amazing. Providing the Sangha with material objects for your sustenance and bearing hardships to visit everywhere. You nurture those to be trained with unsurpassed Dharma. Offering your delight at the three jewels, what wonderful and amazing skillfulness. Without giving deceitful praise out of attachment to your own position or degenerating others' opinions out of aversion, you show the meaning of the profound and basic disposition of cause and result and clarify the victor's intent. How amazing. Your body immaculately tempered in the completely pure renunciation, your speech sublimely true and free from the faults of embellishing or degenerating, your mind bodhicitta holding all beings in her heart. You are a monk and a great legend holder. How amazing. While numerous teachers of the sublime Dharma, Kimpos and others, may give teachings without having practiced them, you are one who gives excellent explanations on the sublime from your experience. You, Kenshin, are residing in the abode of the sublime. How amazing. All Dharma's teachings, which came from nakedly and directly perceiving the basic disposition, the nature of reality, came together in the sublime Dharma of Gunchi. The true heart of Dharma, teaching it clearly. You are its guardian, who turns the Dharma wheel of the Gunchi. How amazing. Lovingly, the entire Sangha community, but their brother, you are the actual great Father who grants the monastic vows and precepts. Sublime spiritual master, Dukham Kenshin, may you have long, may your enlightened activities flourish. Despite being well adorned with the title of great ones, not holding any of the importance, traveling alone without attendance, and preeminent among the supreme. Peaceful and gentle, and filled with a smile, may you live long. All virtues resulting from this grace of the glorious Lama, who possesses all qualities, we dedicate to all mother sentient beings, so that they may attain the level of Jiten Sangha after the basic disposition of phenomena, waves samsara, has become evident to them. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind roots and lineage lamas, divine assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear our prayer. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may we benefit all beings through our body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in our minds. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for not arise even for a moment. May our minds streams be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may we become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May we gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. And may the torment and suffering not arise even at the time of our deaths. May we not die with negative thoughts. May we not die confused by wrong view. May we not experience an untimely death. May we die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such and the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May we in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo, by the virtues collected in the 3 times by ourselves and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may we and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Gampopa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of Independence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Muchas
Stay healthy.
gracias.
Yes.
Spasiba.
Muchas gracias, Kenchen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Please take care, everybody. Be happy.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, thank you, thank
Muito
you.
obrigada. Muito obrigada.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes.
Tchê.
Long life.
Long
Love you.
life, be happy. Yes.
Love you so much.
Yeah, Kavita. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Muchas gracias, Fabián.